fast. I got a little time. So let me go get a chair. Let me go get me a chair real fast. Actually, let me get me some libations. Drink. Give us this quick one real fast. Hey, Islam, man. I told y'all I'm gonna always be transparent and share things with us so we can really know what this is about, man. But I'm about to share some. I read this before. I'm gonna do it again. Because the thing that I'll be trying to let us know is that we are getting played by a lot of people playing church, per se. When I tell people we got to get out of this fake law stuff and out of this, just all this stuff that it's not more science, man. But with that being said, I'm going to read y'all the letter. Let me see, do I got mine? Oh, I didn't bring it. I didn't read it, but I'll talk about that another time. I'm going to read y'all the letter, man. And in this letter, when I be telling more is we can't be confused on people making magic numbers and we're not knowing what these numbers really consist of. So I'm about to read something because I hope this last time that I read this, Moors won't be so excited and let somebody fraudulent conceal them and premeditate tactics on them and get them caught up in garbage, Islam. So I want y'all to be clear, because this is what I do when I say, man, the difference from me and others, as I use my brain to attract things to me. And you see, I'm at my place of business. I can do this all day. And that's why I say, man, this is my life. And this is what I'm getting ready to give us once again is a divine message and a divine warning for those that are confused of navigating. Just like I gave the teaching that a lot of Moors are confused of navigating when they use some UCC and some UCC1. And I said, we don't need to do that anymore today for our salvation. And if you understand anything about law and the teachings of our prophet and just basic legal law, you will know none of that is valid. You will know that we're home. You will know that expatriation stuff is garbage. You will know that your nationality, you are a Moorish American, and your race is Asiatic, and your status is white. Status has nothing to do with your nationality, and status has nothing to do with your race. I hope we're clear on these things, man. And hold on. Yeah, I got you. So what I want us to understand, man, is not to be caught up. Man, it's just, how can I say it, Morris? We got to just really, really be careful. If we can tell if somebody tennis shoes is real, or if somebody gold necklace is real, or if this, that, or if somebody Jordans is real or fake, shouldn't we take the time to see anything we doing when we putting our name and we're signing things to make sure it's valid? We shouldn't go in anything with our eyes wide shut, Morris, especially when it comes down to your rights and your nationality. We shouldn't be letting anyone at home play with us. And the only people that's doing this, I call them scam artists, is they only do this in the so-called, and I'm not even going to say the Moorish community. I'm just going to say in the unknown community where it's misnomered Negro, blacks, and coloreds. Because if a lot of misnomered Negro, blacks, and coloreds, a lot of Moors was under the right auspice, we wouldn't even fall for none of this garbage, man. And none of these games people playing with us, saying that they can make you something. So I'm about to read a letter to us, man. And I want us to be clear when people using numbers and then they're not explaining numbers to you. And I do it all the time. One, every Moor should have this. If it's a Moorish Science Temple of America, anything, they should have this, for you can have it for yourself. See, it's nothing secret with me. This is not no secret society. We are illuminated. It's sacred to me, but it's not secret. It's sacred to me, but nothing is secret. It's sacred. So this is a piece of information every Moor should have, that's especially if they part of some temple. So you can shut any garbage down when the person just telling you this and that about the structure and the duality of words. This will shut everything down. You don't have to assume. You don't have to assume nothing. The preface, understanding the importance of status and jurisdiction. This will shut everything down as well. All the make-believe stuff that people saying, when you share things with your brothers and sisters, when you trying to lift everybody up, we share the information. I'm a teacher. So I'm about to read a letter. I'm about to read a letter. I'm about to read a letter. But like I said, Moors, once again, every Moor should have this. If anybody, that's why I said we get so caught up in characters, especially Moors that say they under auspice and other teaching, and they jump all over the place because somebody say something right. If anybody's saying that they're Moorish Science Temple of America, and they say how the temple is structured, they should be coming straight from here. How the temple is set up, the duality of words, they should be coming straight from here to tell you the truth of the matter. You don't see no flag with no tree on here. You don't see no Moorish Sundry Act or none of the stuff people just be making up. None of that. You will read it and then you will understand exactly how things are set up. And so it's no argument. And here you will see who wrote to the 41st president and what's happened about our Moorish declaration, our proclamation and declaration, and how it was put on notice and what needs to be done the proper way. So, like I said, Morris, I'm going to read this letter because I've read it so many times. You know how so many people be making up like the 1010 number is some magical number, like it's some tax ID number or something, and then they play with you about the AA22 number, and they're not telling you the duality of that because they don't know international law and what that consists of. And I will give you exactly what that consists of in international law when it pertains to a nationality, and people just getting twisted up. Also, I can show you how that's just a doc number when you can look up certain stuff in the Library of Congress as well. The Clock of Destiny. I can show you that too with the seal. So it ain't all this magical make-believe. They only do that. Those scam artists only do that to people that's not knowing. But they don't bring that to Moors and to real educators because we'll shut that garbage down. So watch, I'm going to read this letter to y'all. And say, like I said, we can get our feathers. We can get upset all we want to. We can get upset all we want to. But I'm gonna read a letter to y'all, and then you can be clear on how people just make stuff up. I tell you, everything can be researched. It's the thing called the Free Information Act, It's a thing called the doc number. It's a thing called precedented law cases. Man, this is my job or my profession. I could look anything up and tell you exactly where a person's coming from. And tell you exactly what's going to happen. And tell you exactly, like, man, they ain't beating nothing. They got a warrant for their arrest. So I can show you exactly how everybody be talking that they ain't paying this, taxes and this. I can show you how they all paying taxes, especially if they live in the neighborhood, especially if they got a job. How I know stuff can be looked up. Anytime you file taxes, that's the Free Information Act. I keep telling people it's simple research if you're a scholar. So when people just talk about stuff, you a log if you're not really doing it. And so somebody was telling me that somebody yesterday was going live and somebody said they under talking about they under the prophet's driver and all this stuff and that and the other. I'm like, hey, man. And people confusing people with the teachings, but I gave y'all a depth wisdom from the exhument of the nation when no man has the power to nationalize you or denationalize you. No man, no temple have the power to do that. You are who your foremothers and forefathers are without a doubt. Now, you can be a member of the Moorish Science Temple of America, which the prophet did a solid for misnomer Negroes, black and colored, as a self-identifying thing. And as the tribe, we're supposed to take it farther, but it stopped. So I'm going to read this letter to y'all. It's to Karen A. Yarbrough. This is the recorder of deeds, register of Torrance, title Cook County, Illinois. This where I be telling Moors, I'm like, man, listen to what a person be saying. They just be making stuff up. That's why I said this is a warning for some that's still that's following characters. And this is a divine message to those that want to be free from the madness, because the only people putting you back in slavery is your own brother and sister. When they're miseducating you, especially on history, law, and civics, and what the essence of Moorish science consists of. So I'm going to read this letter to y'all. July 8th, this was in 2016. I'm sorry. Number one, in Moorish science, a sheik and a sheik is an adept. So that means you should exhume a certain amount of information, and if you don't know, you should be studious enough to reach sound counsel. And that's the problem with us. We don't reach or seek sound counsel when we don't know something. Just because we got a fez on it, we call ourselves some sheik. Man, I don't mean you know something. I know so many sheiks that don't know anything. I know a sheik call himself a divine minister. He don't even have the Holy Quran. So how can you be a divine minister and a missionary of the prophet, and you don't even know the Holy Quran, and you don't know how to help a person spiritually? You can't be no Moorish divine minister, man. So I'm just gonna read the letter to y'all, and the person can take it how they want to. It says, Sheik Linnell Love L, Sheikis Molta D Love L, Moorish Science Temple of America, Moorish Home Office at gmail.com. Let's be clear, because this stuff is free information. This is from the Recorder of Deeds, Register of Torrance, Titles, Cook County, Illinois. Let's do this. Sheik and Sheikis Love L. In the past few days, the Cook County Recorder of Deeds, CCRD, has received several forms of emails corresponding from you regarding concerns that you have involving the organizational documents and other documents relating to the Moorish Science Temple of America, MSTA. I am writing to address these concerns and clarify the role that the CCRD has as the custodian of public records. Public records. So one, the way the Moorish Science Temple is set up and the structure and everything is what? Public record. Let's finish. That's why I said it ain't no secret. If you want to know anything, you pay the fee to the CCRD and get the public record. I hope y'all follow me. That's how you know the temples are not operating right, because they making stuff up like something can't be simply researched if it's set up right. Let's finish. Many of your concerns were raised in the form of numbered questions. The CCRD's response to these questions are as follows. Let's do this. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. In her capacity as the Register of Torrance Titles, what is the full scope of the fiduciary duty owed to document 1010-5905 and the resulting entity, the Moorish Science Temple of America, as body politic, name and said document? Response. After reading your question, I assume that you are asking what the recorder's duties and responsibilities are in relation to this and other documents. In this regard, the recorder has two specific duties and responsibilities. First, the recorder is responsible for recording documents that are entitled to be recorded. That's one. Number two, the recorder has the responsibility of being the custodian of all recorded documents. I hope y'all following this simple science. So, document 1010-5905 is an affidavit of organization under the Religious Corporation Act 805, capital ILCS 1110 ET.SEQ. Under the Religious Corporations Act. There are specific requirements that need to be met in order for a document to be recorded pursuant to the Act. And then you can see the Act 805 ILCS 110-36. I tell Morris, if you're a real scholar, everything can be looked up. Nothing is a secret. At the time that this document was presented to the CCRD, it met all of the requirements and it was what? Recorded. Let's finish. As custodian for this document and other recorded documents, unless specifically restricted by law, the documents are made available for purchase by the public. Are y'all listening to me? What documents? The whole file, how our prophet set the temple up. All this, what I offer to our brothers and sisters. But we won't get caught up so we can see the duality of words. When somebody getting you caught up and say, oh, we got some trust. I say, what trust? Ain't no damn trust. Talk about some trustee. To be a trustee, you got to be some trust. Tangible, monetary, or personality. It ain't nothing. They don't own nothing. Ain't no damn pot of gold or no rainbow. They don't own no damn land. So don't let nobody sit up here and lie to you with that garbage. And then we don't understand the duality of state. I break this stuff down over and over and over. And that's how people be getting caught up. Fraudulent concealed. Because they lying to you. What did I say? I said, this is what I said. In other words, if a customer, what customer? Anybody requests to purchase a certified or non-certified copy of what document? Of this document from the CCRD. The CCRD will provide such a copy to the customer if they pay the required fee. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? So if it's set up the right way, you go right to the CCRD and pay the fee. The CCRD has no other duties and responsibilities relating to this particular document. In other words, the CCRD is simply a custodian of this record and makes this available to the public for a fee. What are the procedures for filing documents under the 805 ILCS Religious Corporation Act related to property, mortgage, notes, etc.? Response from the CCRD. Real estate related documents such as property, deeds, mortgages, or notes are not recorded under the Religious Corporation Act. And then you telling somebody it's some gold, he got this. They don't got a damn thing. They don't got a damn thing. This how I know. That's why I say, man, a bump is coming in the road. A bump coming in the road right now, because all we do is just talk and point. And I told y'all, I can care less. I can care less about somebody following me. I can care less about any of that. I'm a real teacher. And a lot of people are going to fall with the Titanic when we think we know and we don't want to be educated because we got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. I'm telling you, I already know. It is what it is. It is what it is. But the CCRD has no other duties and responsibilities relating to this particular document. In other words, the CCRD is simply a custodian of this record and makes this available to the public for a fee. So when somebody talking all that 1010, all that fake stuff, in other words, if a customer requests to purchase a certified or non-certified copy of this document from the CCRD will provide such a copy to the customer if they pay a fee. So all that garbage, somebody talk about some 1010 number, that ain't no tax exempt number. That ain't no tax exempt number. It's how the temple is set up. That's why I say I know more is planned, but we want something. We want something so bad. We want to be a part of something so bad. And so that's how I know we plan. But let's finish. What are the procedures for filing document under the 805 ILCS Religious Corporation Act related to property, mortgage, notes? When Morris be telling you it's some trust, and I say, well, to be a trustee, it got to be something to trust. Monetary value, property. Morris Science Temple don't own a damn thing. I'll show you what the temple look like, abandoned. It ain't the vast estate. Y'all taking stuff out of context. You the vast estate. When you claim your nationality, you're not nobody's property anymore. But response, the real estate related documents such as property deeds, mortgages, or notes are not recorded under the Religious Corporation Act. For the recording requirements for real estate related documents, please see the state recording statute at 55 ILCS 5 ET.SEQ. What are the procedures for including the Moorish Science Temple of America to the list of body politics on file with the Cook County Recorder of Deeds? Listen. Response, the CCRD does not maintain a list of body politics. When people be making up this fake law, I'm like, ain't no such thing as Moore's law. It's a such thing as, that's just a connotated. It's a such thing as local, state, federal, and international. And then Moore's science fall into that because that's the root. But that's how I say Moore's getting caught up in mystery garbage. But the CCRD does not maintain a list of body politics. With this said, as mentioned above, the CCRD accepts documents relating to the organization, the incorporation of religious entities under the Religious Corporation Act. The document that you are concerned with, document 1010-5905, has already been recorded by the CCRD. Isn't it true that in accordance to provisions made possible for the body politic under home rule, that documentation and laws of the Moorish Science Temple of America as a body politic are applicable to the management of said trust? Here we go again. These goofy Moors getting you all caught up with these catchphrases. Talk about some said trust. Man, what said trust? Response. The CCRD is unaware of what specific documentation and laws are applicable to the management of any trust maintained by or for the benefit of the Moorish Science Temple of America. I would like to note that the Religious Corporations Act states that trustees of religious organizations shall have the care, custody, and control of the real and personal property of that organization. So if you're a trustee in an organization, what am I trusting you with? The finances, the property. So therefore, if you're a trustee of the Moorish Science Temple, where's the trust? It's nothing. It ain't no bank account, ain't no gold, ain't no that's garbage. I'm telling you, that's garbage. And if it is, tell them to show you where the pot of gold is and tell them to show you where your land at, because you home. If they own something, show them they allodial deed, their allodial title. See what they own. See what the schools they making. No, they don't. All they do is sit at home, get up on the internet, and then Negroes go to work, come home and complain, send their kids to these public schools and don't educate them or nothing. Let them graduate from the schools. Let them talk about black history and slavery, but we don't go check that. And that's why I said we so hard in the wrong places and we so soft in the wrong places. Point blank. Point blank. We don't go correct nothing. We send our kids to them schools and being taught by people that don't look like us. And if they are taught by people that look like us and they lying, we ain't going up there like, well, why we ain't teaching about nothing else? We don't do that. And then we get up and talk about some trust. Has this office done any competent research to determine who are the current executive rulers of the ADAPT chamber? Here we go with this garbage again of the ADAPT chamber. It's somebody, the executive rulers of the ADAPT chamber of the Moorish Science Temple of America, sheiks with powers and duties similar to that of trustees. Well, if you know how the temple is set up, it ain't no question. But you going, here it is, you going to some a European or some government asking something about how the prophet set something up, trying to trick people out of something like they got some power. So let's finish. Responds, it is my understanding that the current sheiks of the Moorish Science Temple of America are reflected in recorded documents that amend document 1010-5905. If there were any changes to the trustees of this organization that are not reflected in these documents, the CCRD would not have been aware of them. Is this office aware that only the founder, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, has the authorization to issue document 1010-5905, and such has been the case since 8/1/1929? Responds, although I am unclear what you mean by issuing the document, but part of the recorder's duties include maintaining recorded documents and providing certified and non-certified copies of recorded documents for sale to the public. See the law 55 ILCS 5-4-12002. So what am I telling y'all, Morris? None of this stuff is hidden. You can go right to the county clerk, to the in Cook County, to the recorder of deeds, and pay the fee for the 1099 how the temple was set up, and it'll tell you. And you can send a donation, and I'll send you exactly how the temple is set up, so you can remove all doubt. Is this office aware that the unauthorized issuance of collections of funds resulting from said issuance constitutes a breach of registers, fiduciary duty as custodians, criminal fraud, embezzlement? Listen to this. Responds. Listen to this, Morris, and this should clear any garbage up. Your position is legally and factually incorrect. Do y'all hear me what I'm saying? When these people come with this garbage and then they try to throw stuff back in your face, but they won't show the documents, they just be talking. Response, your position is legally and factually incorrect. Please see the relevant statutory authority reference above. In some of your other correspondences, you indicate that the CCRD has refused to file certain real estate. And see, and this is the thing I tell y'all, in a court of law, there is no excuse of not knowing the law in the court of law. You'll go to court with this garbage and this bull crap. That's contempt of court. You coming with this fake mess. The CCRD has refused to file certain real estate and non-real estate related documents and index them under the trust 1010-5905. That ain't no trust. Let me be clear. To be clear, document 1010-5905 is not a trust document. I hope y'all listening to me. And so when somebody come with you with that garbage, you tell them I said it. And any upright more tell you that 1010-5905 is not a trust document. It's not a trust document. Period. This document is simply an affidavit of organization under the Religious Corporation Act. What this means is that the document serves as a record that the Moorish Science Temple of America is organized, incorporated as a religious corporation under the Religious Corporations Act, and the CCRD is not a thanks for the donation, Noble. And the CCRD is not a trustee of any trust or trust assets maintained by or for the benefit of the Moorish Science Temple of America. I hope y'all being clear with this when these goofballs coming with this garbage, talk about some trust, giving you these fake numbers, and they ain't gonna prove it. That responsibility lies with the Moorish Science Temple of America. If you are having difficulty recording certain documents in our office, please refer to the recording requirements referred in the legal authority cited above. Finally, you indicated that you would like the MSTA to place employees in the CCRD office for various purposes. Remember how when people ID, they say that they can do this and they can do this? Well, I'm telling you bull crap. State law, because each law, they have their own, each state, they have their own bylaws. So when more be confusing local, state, and federal law, you talk all this federal stuff and you don't know your local and state law, you garbage too. But finally, you indicate that you would like the MSTA to place employees in the CCRD for various purposes. State law clearly indicates that you have no authority to demand that you employ members of your congregation in our office. The recorder has the right to control the internal operations of her office. Please see the law 55 ILCS 5-5005.2. If you have any further questions regarding this letter, please submit them in writing to me at jamesgleif@cookcounty.il.gov. So, you see what I'm saying? I want to read that letter to y'all. I'm not even finna read this again. I ain't got time to do that. I'm gonna ship it to those that wanted it. I'm shipping it out in the letter that was sent. And so when we talk about these Moorish Science temples and people talk about the temple this, I say the temples ain't right. It's the body. It's the body, and the body is who's teaching. So if somebody say they the Moorish Science Temple and they chart it the right way, they should be, I don't care where you at, you should be doing the work to get the people to do the right thing instead of somebody at home making stuff up. Any questions, man? See, I can do this all day. See, I can do this all day. That's the difference for me and a lot of people. And it's no disrespect. I'm at work. I do this all day. I study and teach all day. That's why that's why Allah positioned me right now in life to be able to do things, to be able to use my brain, to be able to teach from a scholarship perspective. And I'm not here for likes. I'm a teacher. Everybody should have all my books, man. We getting ready to publish our 20th book. We getting ready to publish our 20th book. But like I told y'all, we getting ready to ship these out so the Moors can have them. So Moors can have them so they won't be confused with that garbage somebody making up. See, this is what I do. I give you the real law. I give it to you. So you can be like, man, I don't care. We've been following somebody how to order other than with Cash App. I got PayPal. If you look right on my page, look on my header on my IG page, all my information right up there. My paypal.me/Ibna/L/Ibna. I don't know what it is, /Ibna7, but it's on there. It's, you know what I mean? But if you want to know it, inbox me and I'll get it to you. I just don't know all that stuff offhand, man. People be making that magic stuff, not telling you what a state is, not breaking all of the verbiage down for you won't get caught up in garbage, not telling you what a holy covenant is and what covenant is, you know? Person's trust, title of the holy state. Like, oh, for the documents? $40, and see, I'm a real organization, so you get a tax exempt receipt from everything. That's why I ask for donation of things. It's not for me. It's to build the temple. When I ask for donations, I provide people with things. It's not just send a donation in and this. I have to print them and make them up. So I ask for a donation of $40. If you want, if a person is sending $80, you get both of them, and I send you PDF for my books. But you see how you can correct things? I got the letters where it show you that people that's lying to you. They're not telling you the truth about that 1010 number. That 1010 number ain't no trust. That 1010 number is not no trust. It ain't nothing. It's just an affidavit. That's how the temple was set up. It ain't no trust. So stop letting people lie to y'all. This is free information. And you can get all this by the fee. The county, the recorder of deeds, the register of Torrens in the Cook County recorder of deeds, they have this. Thanks for the donation, Noble. They have this. So nobody should be confused, and nobody should be letting them tell them no fake stuff about some 1010 number is some trust. It ain't no trust. That's fake. I told y'all what that 1010 number is. I told y'all what it's all about. It ain't no trust. It's not no trust. Let me tell y'all again. The 1010-509 number is not no trust. This is what they said from the county of the clerk office. The document 1010-5905 is not a trust. This document is simply an affidavit of organization under the Religious Corporation Act. That's it, Moors. That's it. So why should somebody be on TV or making videos telling us that, making up all them lies and got people doing stupid stuff? You see? Why? You see what I'm saying, Moors? I'm going to give y'all a little bit about this trust, all this. Hold on. This is how we can be clear on things. That's why I ask brothers and sisters to be students, because I'm going to be done in a minute. A lot of this stuff on YouTube, all this is going to be done. We're going to have our web page, and all our students are going to be able to have access to our page. I'm courting ours for a minute. We just getting started. And that's why I be telling more, we always want to talk, but we've been in false teaching for years, ain't had nothing to say about it. But I'm going to tell y'all in this topic, I'm going to go into the sheiks of the Moorish Science Temple of America according to paragraph 164 of the Heard Smith. There shall be 2 or more of its members as trustees, wardingmans. All you got to do is email me at my name, Goodman, Goodman, Curry @gmail.com. You email me your information, Noble, more, and I will email you a copy of my syllabus and our enrollment package. Our syllabus and our enrollment package, it tell you all the books you get, your fez and turban, and it's gonna tell you what you're gonna learn from law and history. You get 7 books, you get your fez. It's a one-time donation fee of $250, which is which you could use as a tax write-off. You get a tax-exempt receipt at the end of the year. And then we ask for a $100 a month student fee, which is only $5 a day for 20 days, which is tax-exempt. And all funds go to build the temple, because I want to have a physical temple again. I used to have one, and I was spending my own funds. Now I'm trying to show us that the laws and the tax exempt status that I have now as a real organization at the 501c3, tax exempt, religious, charitable, scientific, all that, we have the rights to do this and ask for donations. We're going to let everybody else use the law and extract money from us instead of us using the laws to do it ourselves, to teach our people. Listen to this, though. But according to the paragraph 164 of the Heard Smith, there shall be 2 or more of its members as trustees, wardens, and vestrymen of such officers whose powers and duties are similar to those of trustees, and shall be agreeable to the usage and customs, rules, or regulations of such congregation, church, or society. Easily by reading this paragraph, brothers and sisters trying to find a way out of whatever poverty they're living in, however, there is a proper way to do all things. That's right. And I want us to do it the right way. Because all this stuff, you're going to give up all your rights and all this stuff for a morsel. You finna give all these Negroes your information and all that. Man, they committing fraud in your name. And that's why I be saying we can tell if somebody tennis shoes fake, and we can tell if somebody gold chains fake, but we ain't going to tell if somebody trying to scam us. But you can clearly, what you can see, man, is that you can easily, by reading the paragraph that I just gave, you can clearly get an idea on why there were 5 sheiks, officers, trustees, notable on the affidavit of organization at that time. The sheiks were Noble Drew Ali, Mealy El, Maul Bey, Lovett Bey, and Foreman Bey. Hold on, let me open my door. Hold on. I'm telling you, man, and I'm going to tell you how a lot of Moors just be having lectures just to collect money, and then everybody be going to those lectures and paying all that money. I say, well, where the money go? Where all these people be talking, no disrespect to nobody. I know Moors that be having this one brother come talk about, oh, he's going to teach you about exhuming of the nation. And I say, I've been teaching exhuming of the nation. I have the books. I told y'all I have a real nonprofit. I'm a real distributor of books. Man, I have a warehouse with all them books. I told y'all I got one of my homeboys that got a bookstore in California. They print books, wholesale. We get stuff. And so when people collect the money, where is it going? When you go to a lecture, what are you getting? Are people giving books? Are people passing out books or anything on their platform after you done give all the donations? People having lectures, this costs you $200 and $300. I'm like, what you getting? That's right. That's how I know. And this is what I'll be telling Moors. I'm like, y'all not studying the Moorish Quran. All these Negroes doing is trying to get you to be criminals. The Moorish Quran make you a better noble, make you a better empress, show you about your kids, make you upright, get you out all that lower stuff, telling you about what covenant really mean. That's why I be telling Moors, we out of pocket when we talk about we studying on our own. That should be a warning. But easily by reading the paragraph, you understand what I'm saying. But note that these sheiks were and are government officials as well as sheiks now. Were these sheiks appointed or elected? Remember, and according to the affidavit, these sheiks were appointed and not elected. When people talk about they was picked, how? You need to be appointed. Elected is an official significance. With it is the idea of a vote. See, ain't nothing voted. Persons of the Moorish Science Temple of America were not voted, but appointed. 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 So it's obviously on why the Prophet Noble Drew Ali crossed out elected and put appointed in the paperwork. I'm telling you, it's there. So let's look at the term appointed. Appointed means to assign authority to a particular use, task, position, or office. This is also why our Prophet used the term appointed. 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 Power and authority was given to those sheiks who were appointed, anointed, and consecrated missionaries of the Prophet. Don't y'all know what a missionary is? Don't y'all know what consecrated, appointed, anointed? It must be some under this fez and this turban, but everybody gonna call themselves some sheik. And I'm like, a sheik in Moorish science mean you an adept. Those who want the power and authority will have to go through the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali for permission. And all who gain power and authority from the Prophet should stay humble, and they shall be rewarded. That's why I'm teaching the truth. I'm trying to show us what true teachers about, not no garbage and you running the court with this fake stuff like you finna get something free. That's fraud. What types of entities were appointed? The answer is persons. 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 Notice that the term person on the affidavit of organization was in all caps, as most people will ridiculously express. And then you gonna get these Moors with this dumb stuff. You didn't know that, did you? What? Sheiks are what is considered interest persons. Interest persons, which include hearers, children, devices, spouses, creditors, beneficiaries, and any other having a property right in or claim against a trust estate. When we talk about a trust estate, when you take stuff out of public and put it in private, when I say if somebody a trustee, where you got to be, it got to be something to trust. It got to be some money. It got to be some property. It got to be something. And if it's nothing in there, you ain't no trustee of nothing. You can be a trustee of the body, but it ain't nothing to trust. You ain't got nothing. Make believe stuff. You know? Beneficiary and any other having a property right in or claim against a trust estate or the estate of a descendant. When you take stuff out of public and put it in private, a descendant, a ward, or protected persons, which may be affected by the proceedings. A what? A protected person. A protected person that may be affected by what? The proceedings. What type of proceedings? Court proceedings. When people put stuff in the will, I'm like, man, you're going to go through litigation. You don't want no will. You don't want a will. You want to have stuff in a trust. I'm telling you. But who am I? It also includes person having property for appointment as personal representatives. When we talk about power of attorney, who's your power of attorney, can do business in your name. That's how when Moors be looking at certain things that I have, like my paperwork and my ID card, I said, man, you have no idea why the real Moorish Science Temple of America can do certain things. But who am I? But it also includes persons having property for appointed as personal representatives, power of attorney, and other fiduciaries representing interest persons. And the meaning as it relates to particular persons may vary from time to time. It must be determined according to the particular purpose of and matter involved in any proceedings. I hope y'all following this. That's why to act on behalf of a person, you can carry out and enforce the functions of that person. Did y'all hear me? Let me say it again and be clear. To act on behalf of a person, you can carry out and enforce the functions of that person under the state of whatever. You were authorized by them to act as what? An agent. I'm telling you. So all your life, you were unknowingly under a fictitious person that was given to us by the United States. And this person is basically viewed as an image or a mirror reflection that was constructively created and held under the Constitution Trust. And the U.S. citizens are only third-party entities that receive certain privileges and benefits in exchange for protections afforded by the U.S. Constitution. But if protections results to stealing your birthrights and inheritance, then why would you love being a U.S. citizen? So in other words, Moors, the 14th Amendment citizens are beneficiaries of the constructive trust of that state. And a constructive trust is a trust that was constructed by an act of imparity. What party? The 14th and the 15th Amendment. That's why if you don't know the laws that hold you, then you will not even know that you were even held and still being held. That's why the secret It's not a secret. And the person is not you physically that they are holding, but a descriptive person or a descriptive person you act on behalf of. So when you take the time to understand trust law, when I talk about trust law, when I say you must be educated on things, not somebody that's in read one line and they can't even help you, they ain't even help themselves, but they trying to tell you what to do. This is the key to holding property, trust law. See, this is the key to holding property and land with protections granted by the truster. And then when you see more is all on the internet talking about this, oh, we don't pay no tax. I said, Negro, you paying taxes. You live in a neighborhood. Don't pay your property taxes on your house, and I'm gonna look you up, and I'm gonna see you don't owe and I'm gonna see you owe back taxes. Stop lying. Stop lying to the people. But we get on here and talk stuff. We lying. Hell, you got to understand trust law. And this is the key to holding property and land with protections granted by the truster. So you can't be a trustee without a trust, can you? How you going to be a trustee without a trust? Think about it. You can't. So what's the point of having sheiks in such a responsible position with no trust? So in reality, a trust was created and with the intent by the truster, Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali. I hope y'all follow me. A trust was established by the truster, Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali. This trust is known as an 1928 Vast Estate Express Trust. You got to know what an express trust really means. Such a trust you will have to express through the instructions or the instruments and deeds of the truster, who hold the sole intent to create a trust. A trust is defined as a legal entity created by a grantor for the benefit of designated beneficiaries under the laws of the state and the valid trust instruments. So when these Moors, we talk about some vast trust, and I say, but if you ain't part of the Moorish Science Temple of America, yes, you are Moor, but you ain't part of what Noble Drew Ali set up. So how are you gonna say you got some, you part of something? If Noble Drew Ali set something up and he structured it, just like if I set something up and structured it, and yes, you are Moor by birthright, but if I set the Moorish Science Temple of America up a certain way and all my members are part of something, how you gonna say you just gonna add yourself in, you ain't part of it? That's a fraud, especially if it can be looked up. That's a fraud. Yes, you are a Moor. I ain't never said nobody wasn't a Moor. You a Moor by birthrights. But laws of the state and the valid trust instrument. So the trustees hold a fiduciary responsibility to manage the trust assets and income for the economic benefit of all the beneficiaries. If it is some, ain't none. If you guess that the Moorish Science Temple of America holds an express trust, then you are on your square. Remember what I said, an express trust. An express trust. Don't let nobody get you caught up. They lying. An express trust. This is the trust that we hold to prove that we are heirs, successors, trustees, and beneficiaries. Express trust is a direct trust. This is a trust declared in express terms and usually in writing, as distinguished from one inferred by the act of a party from the conduct of dealing with the negotiable parties. Remember Act 6? A trust which is created by the direct and positive acts of the parties by writing, deed, or will, or by words expressly or implemented, evidencing an intention to create a trust. So the point with that I'm saying is, from the definition, is that it states by writing or deed or will. Writings and deeds were expressed due to our valid trust instruments that the truster, Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali, left with what? Moorish Americans. And so before I even go to the deeds and writings, that denotes. I hope y'all know what denote mean. That's why you got to look at what words mean. Denotes the trust existence. So you got to look at the term deed. So then deed is defined as a conveyance of realty, a writing signed by grantor, whereby title to a realty is transferred from one to another. A written instrument signed and delivered by which one person conveys land, tenements, herdiments to another. I hope y'all following me. There are deeds that establish this transfer of the vast estate by the grantor, Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali, to the grantee. And these deeds are the Holy Quran, Circle 7, chapter 47, verse 1 to 7. This is the 1928 vast estate and Act 6 of the Moorish Divine Constitution and Bylaws, which is the deed of conveyance. This simple. In common law, what makes these two deeds lawful is it has to be a sealed instrument containing a contract or a covenant, delivered to the party to be bound thereby and accepted by the party to whom the contract or conveyance runs. a writing under seal by which lands, tenements, and herdiments are conveyed for an estate, not less than freehold, Moors. The instruments of the Moorish divine constitution and bylaws do consist of a holy covenant of the Asiatic nation, and Act 7 of the Moorish divine constitution and bylaws, which is the divine covenant. Now, once these documents are affixed with the corporate seal of the Moorish Zion Temple of America, these transfers are shown lawful, but vary depending on the conditions of the trust. By our people receiving the vast estate through this deed of conveyance, we become fee simple absolute freeholders. I hope y'all follow me. Freehold is defined as an estate for life in fee. A freehold estate is a right of a title to land. Once our Prophet Noble Drew Ali retrieved the land back from the nations through the 6th International Pan-African Conference he held at Havana, Cuba on February 20 of 1928, he registered the title of our vast estate in the Torrance title system of Cook County after he received the land back from the nations through the 6th International Pan-American Conference held at Havana, Cuba on February 20 of 1928. I told y'all, what did he do? He registered the title of our vast estate in the Torrance title system of Cook County after he retrieved the land. What denotes that is a title of vast estate is the fact that on the affidavit of organization in the upper right-hand corner of this instrument in book number 521, page 579, the particular book of a Torrance title system that registers only titles of fee simple absolute. And our Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali could only register this title of the vast estate if he is the holder in due course of the estate, right? Don't it makes you wonder why the prophet stated, I brought you your nationality, your religion, and title of your vast estate? This is your requirement to show that he did indeed have an intent to deliver the vast estate to the Moorish Americans, descendants. The Moors was living up and down the Mississippi River before Europeans came. No disrespect. That's what I be telling Moors. We got to be educated on things, right? We got to be educated on things, man. Right, Moors? That's how I know we don't, when I talk about a fee absolute, is defined as an estate limited absolutely to a man and his heirs and assigned forever without limitation and condition. An absolute or fee simple estate is one in which the owner is entitled to the whole property with unconditional power or disposition during one's life and descending to the heirs and legal representative upon one's death. Intestate. Such estate is unlimited as to duration, disposition, and if you pass. I hope y'all follow me. By fee simple absolute, man or grantor of the estate would be who? Our Prophet Noble Drew Ali. That's it. And their heirs would be the Moorish Americans with the free national name, El or Bey, next to their birth name. So be careful not to throw away your name for a morsel of bread with people telling you about your last name and some slave name. That's garbage again. Then you don't know about your family crest. And since the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali is the owner of the whole property, his position of the estate is the holder in due course. And the holder in due course is defined. A holder who takes an instrument for value in good faith and without notice that it is overdue or has been dishonored or of any defense against or claim to put it on the part of any person. A payee may be a holder in due course. This stuff is too simple. And when people say the term said government, this is what we say in Moorish science, has been used in the Moorish divine constitution and bylaws a couple of times, particularly in Act 4, 6, and 7. And it denotes a government in a former time, a government in a former time. To be part of the said government is to be an equivalent of, whether citizen, subject, or even property through citizenship or nationalization. And the term parcel refers to a part or portion of land, a part of an estate. Parcel, as used with reference to land, generally means a contiguous quantity of land in the possession of an owner. And the estate that we partly own will be explained later in the teachings. So you got to understand what this means. To be part and parcel of the said government is to be a member of the perpetual union of the USA and in the existing rebellion like the Confederacy. And this is why members who take an oath of amnesty and reconstruction are congratulated and welcomed back to the family of nations. And this is the true USA Republic form of government in the land of our ancestors here in Amexima or America. But the question in mind is, I ask, by taking the oath, the covenant and proclaiming your nationality as a Moorish American under Act 6. Are we members of two states, the Perpetual Union and the Moorish Zion Temple of America? It makes you think how deep our prophet was, but the answer is yes and no. I'm telling you. Now that we know that we are true citizens, if you don't understand that, I just broke it down. That's how I said a lot of people are confused of real law. We are real citizens of the USA. Another question of many minds is, how is a Moorish American duly a member of a sovereign body politic? This is simple. This is easy. There has to be conditions set before members intended by the founder for both to be agreed upon. If this is to be successfully taken place, so thankfully, Moors, in our Act 6 of our Moorish Divine Constitution and the bylaws of the Moorish Science Temple of America is the agreements between the members and the founder. It's right there, right? Is this not a pledge as well, right? The Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali expressed that to be a Moorish American member of the body politic, you have to proclaim it, teach our people their nationality, which is Moorish American, and divine creed, the faith of Muhammad, to know that they are not Negroes, black in color, Ethiopians, and proclaim a free national name, El or Bey. In exchange, the person and effects will be redeemed by the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and an inhabitant of the North and South and the Western shores of Africa. That's why you got to study maritime and admiralty law. And this is a beautiful position to be in, to be proud of. That's why I'm thankful to be a Moorish American member of this body politic incorporate. Right? So when we talk about the covenant and the oath of the holy state, so when we look at the body politic, you got to realize that it's important actions that citizens, nationals, and subjects are to make a custom. Citizens, nationals, subjects, come on, man, that's duality. You got to be accustomed with stuff. One action that I'm speaking of is known as covenanting. It's right in your Moorish Quran. And covenant of a citizen is an agreement, right? It's an agreement or a promise of two or more parties by deed in writing, signed and delivered, by which either of the parties pledge himself to the other that something is either done, shall be done, shall not be done, stipulates for the truth of certain facts, right? So I want to leave y'all with that, man. You got to know how the temple is set up. You got to know what the affidavit is for you won't get caught up in no dumb stuff. You got to understand what state is and the duality of state that I break down all the time. But I love all y'all, man. Islam, become student. Get my books. Inbox me if you want any questions. GoodmanCurry@gmail.com. Islam. Yeah, I got you, man. Oh, one of my nobles said, yeah, I'm still on YouTube, but I'm about to cut it off. But that's it, man. Any questions? That's real simple. Any questions? I'm done. I can do this all day, man. I can do this for hours at a time because it's so much. And it's so much that people are confused on. But with that being said, peace out, Moors.